It was supposed to be a peaceful night of fishing, just me and a couple of friends out on a boat that was honestly a bit too small for being miles out in the ocean. The sea was calm, reflecting a clear night sky where stars seemed to stretch forever. After a while I lay down on the bow, letting the soft rocking of the boat carry me to sleep. Then boom! A low, thunderous sound jolted me awake. Heart pounding, I scrambled up to see my friends wide-eyed, glancing around in confusion. There was an eerie stillness, as if the ocean itself was holding its breath. I grabbed the spotlight, my hands unsteady, and switched it on, sweeping the light across the water. The beam landed on something enormous right next to us. My heart stopped. A dark, massive form rose out of the water, a whale, easily twice the size of our boat, looming just a few feet away. It felt like a mountain had come up from the depths, its sheer size overwhelming. The creature seemed to fill every inch of space around us, and the water barely rippled as it hovered in place, watching us. The spotlight caught its eye calm, ancient and vast, like it held 1,000 untold stories. For a moment we locked eyes, and in that silent exchange I felt something I can't quite explain. There was wisdom, even curiosity in its gaze. I could feel its quiet strength, and I was struck by how easily it could flip our tiny boat if it wanted. Yet it stayed still, almost gentle, as if it understood our fragility. The silence stretched on, minutes feeling like hours. Then, without warning, the whale let out a soft, misty breath, a sound almost like a sigh. Slowly it sank back into the deep, its massive form disappearing under the waves until only gentle ripples remained. We sat in stunned silence, unsure of what to say. As we made our way back to shore, none of us spoke. That night, we'd been in the presence of something far greater, something so vast and mysterious that it left us feeling humbled and grateful. Every summer since my dad was in 5th grade, our family has visited the same beacher spot, famously known as the shark bite capital of the world. This place has always felt like a second home, but it also has an edge of danger. One day, I was out surfing with a friend, riding the familiar waves when something big moved beneath us. We both saw a shadow swim just a few feet away, and my first thought was, it's probably just a blacktip. They're common here, and usually nothing to worry about. We caught the next wave in, trying to shake off the nerves. But back on shore, another surfer mentioned he'd seen the shark too, and it wasn't a blacktip, it was a bull shark. That changed things. Bull sharks are unpredictable, and just knowing it was one of them made the encounter a lot scarier. But the real shock came a few days later. We'd gone boating on a nearby river, a place that locals say teems with marine life. I'd been nervous about swimming between the islands, but everyone seemed excited, so I jumped in. It was fine, just another swim, I thought. Later that day, though, we heard that someone had caught a 400-pound bull shark right in that stretch of river. That's when it hit me. I'd been swimming in the exact place a massive predator had just been lurking. Ever since, I've promised myself I'm never swimming in that river again. Some traditions are worth keeping, but a close call like that? It's a one-time experience for me. That summer on Ile de Groix felt like a dream. My boyfriend and I had been soaking up the quiet beauty of this small island in Brittany, France. That night in July 2012, the beach was empty, the air clear and cool under a full moon. We were perched on a cliff, just gazing out over the calm ocean, letting the night wash over us. But then something caught our eye. Out on the shoreline something was moving, a figure, pitch black and human-shaped, slowly emerging from the sea. It was unlike anything we'd ever seen. It didn't shimmer or reflect a single glimmer of moonlight, like a shadow that had come to life. It was gliding across the sand without a sound, without leaving any footprints, almost as if it were hovering just above the surface. As it moved, I felt a strange chill run through me. It was getting closer, gliding quickly up the beach toward us. My boyfriend and I exchanged a look. He was just as terrified as I was. We didn't say a word, didn't dare to stay and see what would happen next. Without looking back, we turned and hurried off the cliff, heart pounding, not stopping until we were well away from the beach. Later, we tried to make sense of it, but there was nothing, no logical explanation. We hadn't seen anything like it before, and no one else on the island mentioned any strange sightings. That figure, that night, has lingered with me ever since.